up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Super Gamer Boys. I'm your host, Colonel and Dad, Garrett Morlang. And here in the virtual studio with me is... Let me clear my throat. I need to say this as loudly and clearly as possible. It's in my... it's in the part of the contract, in fact. The king of video games and still resident superstar, Adrian Holmes.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Garrett, yes. I must say... of course, after I ask how you are doing this evening,
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing well. I just wanted to let you know that you're looking mighty dapper this evening.
Thank you.
You look like you might have something. Let me take a closer look and see.
Yeah.
Do you have? Is that a new shirt you have on?
Yeah.
Is that?
You know what? It is. It's kind of a nice. I like it. I don't know how much it shows on camera, but.
Let me just take a closer look.
Are you guys
there.
serious?
That's some cool
Are
print.
you guys freaking serious?
Yeah,
Serious about what?
You guys are wearing Super Gamer Boys merch.
What are you
guys
talking about? What are you talking
You
about?
guys have Super Gamer Boys shirts, and I don't? Like, what the hell?
These are unreleased, JJ. They're just prototypes. We're working on it. Don't worry about it.
No, there's...
Did you get the memo? Me and Garrett have been working on it for weeks.
Yeah.
No, I didn't. No, there's no memo. No, guys. I know I miss a show or two here or there.
Oh, JJ.
Check your email once in a while.
Please.
Check your email.
I did not notice that you guys had... I mean, seriously, and it's a nice shirt. Well, at least it looks nice on you, Adrian.
Garrett's looks nice, too.
Well, you still need to fill out, and I know you're a growing boy, but, you know...
Oh, I'm filling this shirt out, let me tell you.
Dude, but like in all honesty, and I don't know how many people are listening to the show or watching right now or whatever on any of the World Wide Web stuff that we got going on, but why are you guys having shirts and I don't?
Have you checked your mailbox lately? I know it's a long way down. I know it's a long way down the driveway for your feeble little legs and your walker, but I mean, you might need to have you one of your kids go check the mail for you.
Okay, honest to God, the problem is the tennis balls on the bottom of the walker, they get caught on the stair sometimes, and like there's not as much traction as you'd think there'd be.
I mean, I've been hounding you. I've been trying to see if you want to maybe work on a Suplex City one, but. I get crickets.
I didn't get that text. Like,
oh well.
I would. Are you kidding? I would wear that to bed. Like I would wear it all the time. Like I'm a whore for it. Like, you know what I mean? And for other things, usually Butterfingers.
Well, I guess keep your eye out because yours must be on the way.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, I mean, if I got one coming, I mean, we're good.
Sure. Yeah. There's probably one in the mail. It's
in the mail. It's in the mail. Don't you worry.
Yeah. There's one coming. Okay.
Yeah,
there's one coming.
Okay. All right. Then.
Also joining us tonight is the heavyweight podcasting champion of the world, JJ Purdom.
Yeah. And it would be a whole lot cooler if I had a shirt like you guys. I mean, I know that we probably already moved on from that part, but
no, you're fine. It's in the mail. I promise. You'll get it by the end of this week.
Wink.
Okay. All right. So if you guys are just joining us here, I am JJ Purdom. I am the heavyweight podcasting champion. Keyword heavyweight. Okay, I got a couple of LBs to lose. 1 or 10 or 100. But listen. The real key to this whole thing is that I'm the moral compass of this show. And we've kind of all gone about this back and forth, and the people know. I'm the voice of the people. I'm just like your dad. You know what I mean? Right. I'm just like your dad. Right. Mostly that I'm creepy and I'll stare at you while you're sleeping. What?
Nothing. Continue.
Okay.
Yeah, because I have lots of questions after that, honestly, but I'm excited about this. Stay tuned. We've been mentioning her a few weeks now. Stay tuned for some new merch because this stuff is so cozy and warm. I'm just gonna keep.
We've been hinting at it.
JJ.
I don't think we ever actually told people what it is, but we're working on new merch. These are some prototypes. So
it's a great idea.
Stay tuned.
It's really, really good idea, and I love that you guys are. Doing these things and keeping me abreast of what's going on.
Check your email, man. We can get started on the Suplex City one whenever you're ready.
Okay. All right. I'm going to check my email. I don't know how to check my email.
Doesn't know how to do that.
There it is.
Be honest.
Ask your
and
kids.
There it is.
Ask your kids.
Yeah. Like guaranteed. I'm calling Garrett tomorrow. I'm going to have Garrett talk me through the email. Garrett, we've had that conversation before. Where it's like, hey, we had it today, actually.
Yeah,
where you were
today,
like trying to,
and now you're getting all your other old friends in on it. They're calling me.
They're calling you and going, hey, what do you do about hemorrhoids? You're like, I don't just know everything.
I don't know. Use Google. That's what I do. All right. You can look it up yourself.
I'm calling in for my old pal JJ. Hoo-ah! Did you see me at the Game Awards?
He's like, it's a game. It's kind of like a movie, but it's not. I'm like,
why
did
was
that
he
just
there?
happen?
Why was he there?
Nobody's figured it out yet. Nobody's figured it out yet.
Like 1,000 years from now, archaeologists are going to look back and be like, why was he there? And even they will not have an answer as to why he was there. Oh, my gosh. All right. Well, today, we're going to be talking about who's not going to E3 this year, announcements from the Xbox Developer Direct, and how Naughty Dog is done with Uncharted. But it's PlayStation? I don't know. We'll see. First, let's give a quick shout out to our Patreon producers, Bumple Smash and Eddie Martin, and Kajoma01. I don't know why I said it that way. I forgot there was a third one. I thought I was done after 2, and I'm like, well, there's one more. Sorry, Kajoma. He's here in the chat. What's up, Kajoma? And our Super Gamer sponsors, Julie Bates and Mama Mare. If you want to be awesome just like those folks, head over to patreon.com/supergamerboys, where you can support us starting at just $1 a month. Get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and our other show hosted by Adrian, Super Gamer Book Club. That's right. When this episode is live to the public on Wednesday, there will be a new episode of Book Club. Normally they release on Fridays, but because we're releasing it this technically late, I'm just going to release it. We're recording it tomorrow, and it's going to come out Wednesday. So Wednesday, you're double dipping. You're going to get a regular show and a book club. So stay tuned for that. But yeah, this new episode, as you all know, it's going to be Chrono Trigger with Eddie and El Chizo. Look forward to that. The free episode coming out, available today, aka Wednesday, is going to be The Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past with Nintendo Cartridge Society. That was fantastic episode, so much fun. So you can, if you're on the fence about supporting us, you want to check out this book club, what's it all about, go give that a listen. That'll be the new one up there, Legend of Zelda: Link to the Past. And then Adrian, I don't know, are you ready to announce February's book club game?
I am
still sorting through.
I mean, we have it's the 30th, we got to let people know so they can play along, right? True. I'm still trying to lock the guests down, so stay tuned for that. But I figured for, book club, we've done a lot of older titles or titles that have, been hailed as classics for a while. But I said, well, for this month, let's do something current. And as we're going to talk about later on in the episode, Xbox just had their developer direct. And part of it was a shadow drop from Tango Gameworks. And they dropped a game called a rhythm action game called Hi-Fi Rush. Immediately when I saw it, I knew this is my vibe. I'm all about it. So that's what we're going to do for the month of February, is we're going to play Hi-Fi Rush.
Heck yeah, man. I am so excited for that. So Brand's making a new game. Kind of the first time we're doing that. Usually, we always pick kind of certified classics. And this one, we're like, you know what? This looks like a banger. Let's jump into this.
I've heard nothing but fantastic things. We'll get to it later on.
Sweet. So yeah,
maybe I could get my new shirt, and then I could play that game with you guys while I'm wearing my new shirt.
It's on Game Pass.
Yeah,
right?
I'm just I'm down with that.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass.
Yeah, no,
you have a whole month to play it. It only takes about 10 hours to beat. You think you can play an hour a day? And
yeah, no, I could do that because I have Game Pass. I don't have a shirt, but if I had shirt,
it's in the post.
I'm just okay. All right.
You gotta believe me.
Okay. No,
I would never steer you wrong.
Full trust.
Wink.
Yeah.
Why do you keep? Why? Okay.
We'll talk more about our Patreon later on this show, but right now I want to give a quick shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music on the show. Very much appreciate them and their wonderful work that they do on their works. Lots of music that they make. So go check them out. Check out their tunes over at Apple Music and Spotify. Links are in the show description below. And without further ado, it's now time to check the mail. Now, before anyone says anything, hang on. We did not talk about a bit.
We sure didn't.
And the last 2 weeks, JJ's, I don't know. He's had a couple misses. So
misses based on factual people that I know. What?
But this, Russian mailman? Is that what you're about to tell me?
No.
Yeah,
no, it was an Irish.
But I know a black Irish guy who's got a tracheotomy and speaks with the gimmick
I'm talking
box
about the one before that brought it, that delivered it.
Right,
the Russian guy.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I made that up. No, that was a full transparency.
Sounds like you might just have to go straight into the Discord, Garrett.
All right. Well, here we go. Dive into Discord the most boring way possible. Get those questions.
Hey, just so you know, I had a great bit. I had like a really good.
Okay.
No. The moment's passed. No. The moment's passed. And you know what? You go ahead. You do your reading off the Discord now.
Well, here's the deal then. Here's the deal. You have an entire week to polish that bit. So next Monday, you better come with it. We don't want to have to look at you and be like, "Are you gonna go, JJ?
Okay, he's not even gonna be on the episode. There's no chance he's on the episode.
I'm probably not gonna be here. I 3 weeks in a row. I highly doubt that. I mean, the microphone will probably break before the episode ends, my friend.
No joke.
I'm just saying.
No joke. All right. All right. Well, it's an unceremonious bit to lead into an unceremonious mailbag segment because you know what? No one wrote in any questions.
What?
Well, okay. There was a couple, and I do have a couple to read. But you know what?
Oh, I was about to fly off the handle, bud.
Oh boy. Okay.
You saved them.
You know what? I forgot to add this one from Sir Prince-a-Lot. So let me pop this in the thing here so I don't forget to read it. So this
not
first
even
question,
a Rushmore.
Oh, so it is. It's a Rushmore, but it's from Sir Prince-a-Lot. So it's like it's the Mount Rushmore we have at home, you know. Hey, Mom, can we have Mount Rushmore? No, we have Mount Rushmore at home.
Great value, Mount Rushmore.
I'm sorry, Derek. I don't mean to bust you like that. This first question comes from Penguin90, and they ask, "What are your favorite books to read, and what would be a good book to be turned into a show or movie?" Do you guys read? I'm going to be completely transparent here. I have not read a book in over 10 years.
Oh my God.
Just being straight with you. I
bad.
haven't read. I don't read. Ain't nobody got time for that.
I read a lot of like self-reflective books that are like, looking
Chicken
into
noodle
yourself
soup for the soul.
Yeah, I mean, it's stuff that like helps me to ground myself and keeps me being the moral compass of this show.
Hey, Yoga Archangel in the chat says, "How can you call it Super Gamer Book Club when you aren't reading books?"
No, yeah, I don't ever read any of that crap. I was just kidding. No, I love to read. It's one of my favorite things to do. I find it to be really therapeutic and relaxing to read a book. I'm a big fan of Stephen King. I love reading a lot of different like adventure stuff. I'm trying to think of some of their names, and I'm like, I sound like I'm lying right now. I'm making this stuff up. James Rollins is a big book guy that I love. What do they call him? A writer?
Wow. I feel like you're just making stuff up here. I'm going to be completely honest.
No, James Rollins has some great books that are like based in science. He was actually like a doctor. And so there's like a scientist / doctor. And he ended up coming up with all these crazy books that were based in science. And so he had like Amazonia, which is a book where people go into the Amazon trying to find somebody that's disappeared, and they find one of the party that disappeared like 10 years before, and he's got 2 arms, but when he disappeared, he only had 1 arm, so he's grown an arm back. And so like there's like lots of craziness like that, and he uses like weird science stuff that isn't quite real, but it's like fun.
Interesting. So I do I have not read a book recently, but there is a book that comes to mind that I think would make a really fun movie or show. Because that was the question.
Mm-hmm.
Anything by James Rollins.
Anything.
Like, they're all adventure, like think like Indiana Jones type of
that's
stuff.
sick. Yeah, that does sound sick. For me, I used to be big into like thriller novels, thriller / horror stuff. And there is a book by Ted Decker called Skin that I always really liked. And it took place in this little town where there's it's I think the gist of it was a long time. It's been a long time since I read it. But there was like, it's a town where like there was some weird like cult type things flared up in the town, and like suddenly there's a storm around the town, so like it's hard to get in and out. There's a serial killer on the loose. Like there's all this stuff happening all at once, and slowly you start finding out things might be more connected than it seems and stuff like that. And it was a really good, really intense book. I read that in like middle school. Absolutely terrifying for a middle schooler, but I loved it. I always love scary stuff. I've talked about that a bunch on the show, but I just think it'd be a fantastic movie. They've made movies of some of his other stuff, and it wasn't great, but I think that was more a problem with who produced it and who directed it. Like they made 3 was one of his books, and then another one called House that he wrote with Frank Peretti, Ted Decker and Frank Peretti together. Both of those movies that they made from the books were not great, but I don't know. If they could get a good studio behind it, I think Skin could make a really, really cool show or movie. What about you, Adrian? You got any recommendations? Maybe a book that make a good movie or show?
I'm actually in the very starting pages. A friend got me a book for Christmas by a Japanese... he's highly regarded, a Japanese author. He writes
Hideo Kojima,
this one at least.
The creative gene.
No, Hideo Kojima. It's
they have more than one genius.
And the book is called Kafka on the Shore. I'm probably maybe like right here in it at this point. But it's about a young he's like a teenager. He's running away from home because he thinks that he and his family are cursed, and he runs into another character in the book. I don't want to give too much away, but it's interesting because the chapters kind of alternate back and forth between perspectives, or in between there's 2 major storylines, and every chapter goes to a different one, so it's pretty interesting.
That's awesome. I feel like, what's it called again?
Kafka on the Shore.
Because I feel like that sounds familiar for some reason. I've definitely heard of that before. Yeah. I'll need to check that out. At least look into it.
No, you won't, because you've already established you don't read.
I didn't say I was going to read it. I didn't say I was going to read it. I said I'll check it out. There's a difference. I can look into it and be like, oh, wow, that's really interesting, and then still not read the book. Trust me. I'll watch a YouTube video on it. That's what Cliff Notes is for. Or Spark Notes. What was it called?
Now you may be thinking, it may Kafka. You may be thinking of Kefka, the Final Fantasy villain. That might be where you're getting mixed up. I mean,
you know more than anyone that I don't play Final Fantasy either.
I know. I was doing a bit.
Okay. I mean, you never know, because maybe you assumed I've played more Final Fantasy than I have. I'm a poser, guys. You know, I fake it till I make it. Yogurt Archangel in the chat says, "Do you even read books to your children?" I do, but I'm pretty sure you don't want a freaking movie about. I mean, there's already movies and TV shows about. What was the one I watched before or read today? What's his name? Some cat. Who's the cat? There's like a blue cat.
Garfield?
No, a blue cat. It doesn't matter. I don't know why I can't think of his name. We have like a million of his books. They're actually not bad, but no, it would not.
I wish I knew who you were talking about. Now I gotta look.
Me too. Blue cat children's book. Pete the Cat. There's an Amazon show. There's an Amazon show, but it's originally was a book series. Those are actually good books. Show never watched. Doesn't sound good.
So I used to read all of my kids all of the C.S. Lewis books, all the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and then all of the Harry Potter books, and so like my kids go to sleep listening to Harry Potter books on tape every night, like every single night. That's the only way they can go to sleep now. Yeah, they really are. They're really fun. But I'm like, I hear it in the other room, like hear some British dude reading Harry Potter. And I'm like, every night I gotta listen to this.
It's a long
series. I still love it. But like, yeah, you fall asleep. Like, no, but it's like, I feel like they play like the same ones over and over again. Where it's like, I'm pretty sure we've been in Azkaban for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, is he getting out yet?
When I was younger, I had one of those. It was a book, but it came with a cassette tape.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
It was story, and it was The Empire Strikes Back. And so it was a little like 10 to 15 page book. Like it wasn't like super exhaustive, but that you put in the tape and like reads it to you with like the music and sound effects and stuff like that, and even voices straight from the movie. Like you hear Darth Vader, and I would fall asleep to like when I wasn't reading it. Like I would also just like fire it up, and that's when I'd go to sleep at night, listening to Empire Strikes Back on tape for like 20 minutes, however long it lasted. It was fantastic.
Yeah, I don't want to get canceled or anything, but the only thing I can think of is that's for people without dads at home, and they're like, here, like, yeah, you want a story? Well, listen to this on tape real quick, kid. Like that sounds really sad.
Joke's
like,
on you. My dad worked out of town, so I mean that story was truer than you think.
Yeah. He lives in Canada. No, I don't know.
Oh man. We do have one last question here. It comes from Sir Princelot, and he asks, Mount Rushmore of fast food sides.
Sides.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh wow. Who wrote this in?
Sir Princelot.
Sir Princelot, you're a genius, my friend, because I think that's really where the rubber meets the road. When you could come up with the list of sides as being the Mount Rushmore, now we're talking.
Okay.
Give me a second. Let me think.
I think we could collaborate on this one. And here's why. I do not think you guys are going to fight me on this one. At number 1, fresh out of the oil, McDonald's fries.
McDonald's fries are amazing, dude.
I'm talking about like
perfect salty.
As soon as they pull them out, they put the salt on them. They put them right next to your burger.
Yeah,
I haven't had them in so long. I don't know.
Oh wow.
To be honest, like I love me a good In-N-Out fry. I love me a good In-N-Out fry.
Same deal though. Fresh. Okay, you know what we'll say in general? Fresh out the fryer, French fries.
I like to go to a place called Taco John's, and that's it. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, I don't go there.
You know who else makes a mean fry though? Five Guys.
I've only been there once.
Yeah, same. Yeah. One time, and they have like the one you can get like the seasoned fries, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I just
remember
they
use the peanut oil.
They give it to you in the paper bag, so then the bag gets soggy and the fries get soggy, and that's what I didn't like. Like you have to eat them like right away before they get all soggy.
That's just like In-N-Out. In-N-Out, you got 5 minutes tops before they start going.
That's it, and they do go, and they're very good, but they do end up going after 5 minutes. Wow. Now, I went to California recently for that trip for my niece's wedding, and while we were there,
right, that's what you told your wife, anyways.
Yeah. Went to Jack in the Box 2 different occasions because, dude, we don't have Jack in the Box over here. And so I was like, give me some of those curly fries. And so the Jack in the Box curly fries are ridiculous. Those things are really good. I feel like those got to be on the list only because like I pushed over an old lady and like, didn't see a whole lot of family and friends while I was there because of those fries. I'm like, I got more important things to worry about while I'm here.
Now, that would still fall under the French fry umbrella.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I'm with that. Now here's a controversial question before you go, Garrett.
Okay.
Do we count nuggets as a side or as a centerpiece? Because there are nugget meals.
Yeah, I think because there's nugget meals, it's not a side.
Okay.
Because you can't get a fry meal. So it's like, that's a side, but
right.
Nugget meal, you can get a burger meal, you can get a sandwich.
But you can get a quick little 4-piece at most places of nuggets too, as if it were a side.
Okay, so not.
Would I eat it as a side? Yes, I would eat it as a side. But is it technically a side?
Fair.
KFC has a phenomenal side of macaroni and cheese.
Oh,
and I know it's tried and true.
They
bomb.
used to.
I love it.
Really?
It's not so good anymore. Yeah.
Oh, don't tell me that. I gotta have something to look forward to.
Yeah, KFC mac and cheese was always the best. Something. What just popped in my head for a side? Well, Derek said potato olays from Taco John's are on his short list, but I really like just the potatoes from Taco Bell, even like those, like the cheese, like nacho cheese on top and the seasoned potatoes. Like those are so good. Like
Derek's right. Those olays are really our bomb. Like I
don't think we have a Taco John's out here.
You don't have them there. That's a Midwest thing. But Derek lives by me. He lives like not that long. I mean, he does now, but he visits like Iowa or something like that. Mm-hmm. And Taco John is huge out here, and it's kind of like it's like a Wish version of Taco Bell, right? Okay. It's like if you got Taco Bell on Wish, right? I was like, what is this white trash crazy? And you know what? The olays actually are the only thing there that is like, whoa, that's really bomb.
Trying to think of a fourth, because we've named kind of 3 different things, right? We got fries.
They're all potato-based.
I mean, what more does fast food do? Yeah. I'm not going to say the freaking fruit salad from Chick-fil-A or something. Like, that's trash. Get out of here. No one wants that.
No. Jalapeno poppers from Jack in the Box is pretty dang good. Like the cheese.
Not
the one
Mount
that has the
Rushmore
cheese.
good, though.
Yeah, you're right.
Mozzarella sticks.
Oh, dang. You got it. That's
from
it.
Where, though?
Arby's has some really good. Arby's has great ones.
Okay. I haven't been in Arby's in a minute. I love Arby's.
Sonic has pretty good mozzarella sticks.
Beef and cheddar.
Yeah,
so good.
Sonic does too. We have a Sonic and an Arby's here in town.
Okay.
And if I were to choose between the two, I'd say Arby's.
Okay.
You know, because my kids love the mozzarella cheese sticks, and it's one of those like, one for you, one for me. You know, like one of those kind of things.
One for you, 2 for me.
Yeah, well, you know it. I try to say one. We both know.
Man, do they? I need to. Is there an Arby's? I need a chat check. Is there an Arby's in San Diego I can go to? I need some. There's
Arby's. None of my way anymore.
I haven't had a beef and cheddar in so long. Get some curly fries. The curly fries with a horsey sauce.
Oh yeah, the horsey sauce. Oh
no! Wait, before that. Oh my God. Cookies or ice cream.
Yeah,
no?
I guess
is
so.
That a side?
No?
Yeah, I mean it's a side.
Kind of.
I didn't think of it as a side. I guess I was thinking dessert.
I mean, dessert wouldn't.
The shakes at Chick-fil-A are pretty bomb.
Well,
I like the shakes there. I like it because it's like real.
But that would be more
I used to like
drinks,
them at In-N-Out. I used to have them at In-N-Out, and I'm like, this tastes so fake. I don't like the shakes at In-N-Out.
And it's like actually the most real stuff there is at In-N-Out. Yeah, you're right. And you're like thinking they're fake.
Yeah.
No, their chocolate shake is pretty bomb.
Kitten says those are not sides; those are desserts. Fine. Whatever.
I'm kind of stuck. Like, what else?
Yogurt Archangel gives his list: Hush Puppies, mozzarella sticks, mac and cheese, and jalapeno poppers.
So, where are the Hush Puppies from? Are they from like Long John Silver's?
Are those even still around anymore?
I have one in Lincoln. Lincoln, like a half hour away from me. And trust me,
grody.
I've been there. Oh no, it's worse than that. Okay. Like it's worse than that. It's next to. Okay, so it's next to. Look, this isn't about video games, folks. This is more important for the moment. Okay, so there is a Long John Silver's that I grew up going to. A Long John Silver's in the town of Modesto when I was a kid, and we would go there. So I love it. I'd go with my mom as a kid. I saw it off in the distance like a beacon, and it's next to a McDonald's, and so I like cut across 4 lanes of traffic to go to this place, and I swear the paint was peeled off. They have not painted this thing since 1987. Okay,
I believe it. I mean, they looked horrible in the late 90s, early 2000s when I used to go. They were gross then. If they're still around now, I can't imagine.
I don't know.
This thing is. Dude, so sun-baked and so, like, the boards are, like, peeling off and, like, have just been warped from the sun. All the siding is, like, falling off. Yeah. It is the nastiest. And the people that work there, look, I hope none of them listen to the show. The people that work there, like, when I've gone through the window a couple times, they are so, like, here's your bag. Like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, thank you so much. They're like, yeah. Like they're dead inside.
I mean, they're inside.
I would be too if I worked at Long John Silver.
It's the last Long John Silvers in America. They're like, this is a dying company. We need to get out of here.
It's like the people who worked at Kmart at the end. You know, it's they're defeated.
I don't know how it lasted that long. It was always gross every time.
Silvers. I'm bringing up Long John Silver's website because I'm curious where if
there's gotta be four
left.
Yeah, I was gonna say like 3 or 4.
So looking at their website,
there's more.
They have some serious rebranding they've done on their website. It looks very fancy, which is funny.
Oh, really?
Because, yeah, like their logo is like totally redone. It's very like updated. They got rid of the sailor dude. It's like just a picture of a fish, which is funny because they definitely don't serve fish there. That is definitely not fish.
Yeah.
Well, they serve imitation cod or whatever it is.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So it looks like, there is one in San Diego. They're all connected with KFC. KFC must have bought them out.
Now you have to go.
Yeah, so they do have a...
It's a Long John Silver's. Yeah, there's Long John Silver's with KFC, and then some of them are with Taco Bell. Long John Silver's and Taco Bell. What a horrible mix. What a horrible concoction in that kitchen going on.
That sounds like cross-contamination city on both ends. Fish and chicken or fish and tacos. No, thank you.
That's salmonella. Ugh.
Easy.
I'll have the salmonella number 3, please.
I'm literally dying over here, joking.
You have to go, Garrett. You have to go for research purposes and report back.
Oh, the Hush Puppies are bomb, dude. And they're still way greasy and way good.
They close at 10, so technically if we finish this recording soon enough, I can go tonight.
No, you better not. You got to go on a different day.
Do it.
You're going to have nightmares if you go to sleep on that stuff. Don't do that.
Oh, God. Please go get it for dinner and bring it home to the kids. And the wife, please.
Trudy will never forgive you.
No,
Don't do
they're
it.
all gluten-free, celiac. They drop dead just smelling this stuff.
Adrian, shut up. Just shut up. Adrian, shut your damn mouth. Please, Garrett, do it.
No,
Garrett, if you love your family, you will not go to that restaurant.
If you love your friends on this podcast, you'll go to that damn restaurant.
Oh my gosh! All right. Well, I think we got at least 4 sides in there somewhere. I don't know. If
Must
we have an
have been.
official
That's
list,
good enough.
We got some stuff. I mean, we could.
Boy,
name
did we
sides all
stretch
night.
this segment out.
All right. Well, that's it for the mailbag. Now it's time for the nerdy nudes.
It's now time for the nerdy news.
Boy, I'm gonna miss that next week.
Yep. For the next 6 months, actually.
Rest in peace, JJ. Won't see him again.
Oh, well, hey.
All right. This first news story, exclusive, coming from Kat Bailey over at IGN. Xbox, Nintendo, and Sony won't be a part of E3 2023. E3's first physical event in 4 years was supposed to be a triumphant return for the trade show, an opportunity to recapture some of the excitement of past conventions, which historically have been a major showcase event for the games industry. However, it appears that when E3 2023 hits the Los Angeles Convention Center in June, it will be without 3 of its most important draws. IGN has heard from multiple knowledgeable sources that Xbox, Sony, and Nintendo won't be part of E3 2023 or have a presence on the Los Angeles Convention Center show floor. This information comes on the heels of Xbox's announcement last week that it would be returning to Los Angeles for its annual summer showcase while declining to confirm whether it would be part of the show itself. Speaking with IGN last week, Xbox CEO Phil Spencer said the platform holder is timing its showcase with E3 at a moment convenient for press and even consumers at the event, meaning it's likely to roughly align with the event itself. But Spencer also stressed Xbox public support for E3 and the Entertainment Software Association. However, IGN understands that Xbox won't have a booth on the show floor. E3 is just, to me, one of the seminal moments of gaming. I love the history of going down to LA, thousands of people there, getting to see great new things, getting to see people in the industry, the fan events that we've had. I definitely want that to continue, Spencer said. Xbox is on board with ESA, and I think a successful and healthy ESA is critical to what we're trying to do. So we place our showcase like we've always done at a time where hopefully it's convenient for press and even consumers that are going to the E3 event. And that's what we're going to what we're trying to do now. We will continue to work with ESA in terms of their plans. As I said, we're on board. We want to make sure we're doing everything we can to help make the E3 successful. Nintendo has traditionally maintained a booth on E3 show floor even after pioneering the direct format. However, IGN has heard from sources around the industry that neither Nintendo nor Sony will be at E3, with PlayStation originally dropping out in 2019 over reported disagreements with the ESA. It's currently unclear whether Nintendo and Sony intend to time a showcase with the event at this time. So,
Insane.
Yeah, this article goes on and on. There's a lot that Kat Bailey did here, a lot of good journalism, so go check out the rest of that. But moral of the or not moral of the story, but TLDR, Xbox, Nintendo, Sony. At this point, the only player we know about is Xbox. They are doing a showcase. They're not going to be there, but crazy how empty that show floor is going to be this year. What do you guys think about that?
It's hard to imagine anybody showing up if the three biggies aren't there. It was not that long ago that PlayStation backed out a couple of years back.
Yeah,
and
2019. Yeah.
That was like a big deal for them to pull out because they were kind of the big dogs. You imagine without the three big companies present at E3, what more can there really be? I mean, yeah, there's going to be some cool indies and stuff like that, or Steam Deck, but what's it going to be next year? E3 brought to you by Atari.
I mean, they're trying. They're trying.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of have to agree with you. Like, I mean, E3 is big. There are a lot of people there, but the point of E3 was always for all the big industry people to get together. And when three of the big players in the industry aren't there, what's the point of sending all of your media team, like from IGN or GameSpot and all this stuff, to when they're not going to be able to meet face to face with these people, these reps from these companies? You know, it just seems, granted, yeah, they can get a lot of secondary
publishers and whatnot.
Yeah, but get in with like AA type stuff or single A or indie dependent. But again, like, is that worth the money it's going to cost to ship a whole studio down, or not a studio, but a whole team down with the cameras and gear and all that stuff?
And then that's on the same or the other side of the coin for those publishers and indie devs. Is it worth putting down the money to get an exhibit, to get floor space, if really nobody's, like, the big three attracts everybody, and then the fall off is going to be them being there and seeing you in between those appointments with them, right? Like, that's just the way it works. That doesn't mean that your stuff's not worth seeing, but when you're going there for news coverage, the big three get the most clicks. That's just how it works. So if they're not going to be there, then it's going to be much harder for anybody to go. And I've already spent who knows how much the ESA charges, probably a few $1,000s for a space on the floor.
Yeah.
And I'm already an independent developer or a smaller publisher, so that's going to hit me in the wallet harder than it'll hit a Sony or a Microsoft or Nintendo. Right. So you have to calculate those things. It's absolutely insane that all three of them are not going to be there in any capacity, because I remember Sony was the first one to drop.
Yeah.
And then, no, I'm sorry, Nintendo was the first one to drop.
But they've always still had a booth. They didn't necessarily have a showcase, but they've always had a booth. This is the first year that, because even PlayStation had a booth there. Yeah, they didn't necessarily have a showcase, but they had a booth. This year, they're not only not doing showcases associated with it, but they're not even gonna have a booth on the floor.
Which is crazy, because Nintendo is really, really tight with E3. Like, they've been there, I think, since the first one. So for them to not be there, that's a pretty big deal. Like, what's going on behind closed doors that they don't want to show up? Are they going to have their own event, like their own like in-person event, like how Xbox does?
With Sony out of the way, Xbox had a better showing and was focused on much better. And Nintendo also got better coverage when Sony wasn't around. So it's like, okay, we could put more emphasis on the Nintendo products and the Xbox stuff because Sony's not around. So what I'm curious about, and what I don't know if you guys are really thinking about, is they want to sell tickets to get people to come and be at E3, people like you and I, like just going and being spectators and seeing what's all new. What is there now that's going to get people to want to go, man, I'm going to fly 2 states over to come watch, to be at E3. What are you going to get for that? For that, $300 airfare ticket and for, however much money it costs for the tickets to get in.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. It's just, it's a bummer because it was kind of exciting. Like, oh, they're bringing it back. Like, I don't know. Everyone just had the rose tinted glasses, this nostalgia of like, and wanting to bring back what E3 used to be. And, there's this hope like, okay, they're finally doing it. It's going to be, and then for it to just like, yeah, not only are the big players not willing to play, but who knows? I mean, until it happens in June, who knows what changes they've made? Maybe it's not going to be anything like we thought either. Maybe this June it's going to happen, and all the showcase is going to be like, or all the news sites are going to report how much it's changed, and how I'm sure there's going to be all the editorials about like how unnecessary it is, especially since Summer Game Fest and stuff like that. Which, by the way, like that's probably still happening. Like Jeff Keighley's going to be doing his Summer Game Fest. He's gotten so much traction the last 3-4 years.
But they're not even going to be there, right? They're literally going to be doing their own thing.
Yeah.
So what is Jeff going to do?
Well, I'm curious. I'm wondering if no one's confirmed anything yet, but because in the past 2 or 3 years that he's been doing Summer Game Fest, like he's attached, like PlayStation and Nintendo have attached their directs to Summer Game Fest. Like it's been on the Summer Game Fest schedule. They haven't announced it yet, but I wonder if they're just continuing on. Like, hey, we've already had this agreement, so we're just going to stick with Summer Game Fest instead of swapping back and forth. Like, why not just stick with who we've been working for the last 2-3 years since E3 disappeared? Again, Xbox didn't outright say it, but I wonder if that's what we're going to hear in the next few months, where Sony and PlayStation Sony and Nintendo come out and they're like, hey, yep, we're on the schedule for Summer Game Fest. And I wonder if Xbox will eventually too come around and be like, yeah, we're at the same time as E3, but yeah, we're technically sponsoring Summer Game Fest or whatever, just like, all the other people are, because that's what they've been doing the last 3 years. So in my mind, why would they change? Like, it's working. Why start over? Because the ESA is all new too. Like wasn't it bought out? Like it's a whole new company or a whole new crew in there. Something
it is,
like
but I feel like once you burn that bridge, it doesn't matter who's building it. It's still under that same banner. So if there was some bad blood between the big three and the old ESA, I'm not coming back no matter who's running it.
Yeah. That's what I wonder. That's what I wonder what's going on. So it's like, hey, you know what? No, we're done. We have a good thing going with Jeff Keighley, so we're just going to keep going with it.
Or that might be is because it's not the same people anymore that they don't want to deal with it.
Yeah.
These new people that own it are unproven. I'm not going to spend, a few $100,000 to put an elaborate showpiece or area up at E3 and it flop because I'm not getting my money back. So.
Yeah, between like the big theater with all the crazy lights and the pyrotechnics and all the show and all this stuff. And then, like the displays that they put up with like the cosplay and the statues and the lights and the interactive experiences. Like, yeah, they do big thing. That's a lot of money to dump for it to like either, A, possibly not work out, and B, like, they already have a proven success these last few years just doing virtual. So it's like, I don't know. Yeah, they've been just fine making just as much money without dumping all that money. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see what happens. See if Nintendo and Sony finally do respond. I guess, so Kat Bailey reached out to them. They haven't responded yet for comment, but I'm curious in the next few months what's going to happen if...
I was going to say, probably within the next month or two, we'll hear something for sure.
Yeah, if we're going to hear official statements from them, or if they're just going to ignore it and just announce their own things and not even address the E3 thing. Just go be like, hey, we're doing something. And whenever people ask about E3, they just kind of like, I don't know what you're talking about. We're doing a thing, but we will have to wait and see. Yogurt Archangel says, especially if they don't have an Orthodox Rabbi Bill Clinton to bless E3. Oh man, that kid sucks. Sucks they just threw his life away, got thrown in jail just for that.
Too bad.
Too bad. Sucks to suck. This next news story comes from Logan Plant over at IGN. Xbox and Bethesda Developer Direct, January 2023. Everything announced. So this is the first time Xbox has done anything like this outside of their like summer showcase. They did a Developer Direct, they called it. And it was very much in the style of like a Sony or Nintendo Direct. It's actually very high quality. For being their first one, I was very impressed. Did you guys get a chance to watch through the Direct?
I did.
I watched part of it. I didn't get to see the whole thing.
Okay. Just like overall thoughts on like production value and quality and stuff like that. Like, how do you guys feel about it? Because
it looked incredible, and I'll tell you what, like it rivals stuff that Sony does. I was actually kind of blown away by it. So I think it's better than Nintendo's.
whoa,
That's a huge claim.
Yeah,
I don't know if I go that far.
Well,
but it was.
I think it's stronger than what Nintendo's been doing. But Nintendo's a different beast. I think that Nintendo is aimed at like kids more and like families. I think that like what Xbox is it's more geared towards gamers.
wow.
Also, still a huge claim.
Wow.
But I'm gonna let
Adrian's
you.
about to ring your neck now.
No. He can have that opinion. That's fair.
Okay. All right.
And he
It's all right to be
there's
wrong.
people. Yeah. Well, it's not. It's different. It's not wrong, right? He prefers a different flavor of game. That's fine. But I mean, it was a very well put together presentation. It's been a lot more focused than their past ones have. That's for sure, right? They said there's 5 things we're going to show you today, and they showed us 5.
Well, up until the event, it was only 4. The 5 was like right as the event was starting. They're like, oh, 4. And then they like scribbled something out and like said 5. And that's when they even revealed there was like the surprise in the Direct, which was pretty great. I don't know how they kept that a secret. Like, how in the world, like everything leaks nowadays. How in the world did no one know that was coming?
Well, I mean, I guess
like Jeff Grubb usually spoils it every time.
Right.
Like that's like his tracker. Like that's what he does. Like a week before, he's like, "Hey, by the way, new game from Tango Softworks, and it's not what you expect coming out next week."
But I think that he does that. I mean, that's absolutely a measured move, though. Like his leaking that stuff is to try to get people's excitement up.
Right.
So I think
Maybe
that coming out with that 5th one was pretty cool like that. Yeah, for sure.
Maybe this was like somebody appealed to him. They're like, "Hey, dude, we really want this to be a shadow drop. Can you not leak it?" And he was like, "All right, off the books." Could have been because most people, I'm sure, don't ask him not to.
Yeah, that's true. But and I love too, like in the Direct. So we can talk about that now. One of the things that was announced, Hi-Fi. What's it called? Hi-Fi Rush. Hi-Fi Rush by Tango Gameworks Software.
Yes.
Gameworks.
GameWorks,
the company known to bring you The Evil Within and The Evil Within 2. Now bringing you this like super lighthearted, like cartoony, like
how awesome is that?
Rhythm-based action game. Fantastic.
They get to make something that's nothing like their last project.
Nothing.
That's so cool.
They're
amazing. Not pigeonholed into making one thing, right? They're not like Infinity Ward. Like you only have to make Call of. Like imagine if they let Infinity Ward just make whatever they wanted.
Yeah.
How different would it be?
Crazy. Let them make
whatever.
Anything.
You want to make a platformer? Do it. You want to make a racing game? Do it. Fighting game? Do it.
Make the next Crash Bandicoot. Come on.
Yeah. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, so Hi-Fi Rush was announced. But yeah, I love when they announced it and they even commented on that. Like, if it hasn't been leaked yet already, we're hoping this is a surprise, but it's out tonight. and like when they said that, like, holy crap, what a way to like announce that. Not only, hey, we're doing this thing that's not us at all, totally new and different. But then like, oh, it's out like in a few hours, you can play it. Like absolutely bonkers. And I'm excited to play it for this next month's game book club. I think that's going to be a blast to go through. It looks super fun. It's like a rhythm-based beat
'em up kind of action game.
Rhythm action game. It comes from Tango Gameworks, studio behind Evil Within. Oh, Ghostwire Tokyo. That's the other game they made recently. Playing to the beat isn't Playing to the beat isn't a requirement, but you get rewarded the better you are at staying in time. So super cool. As far as some of the other announcements, we did get extended gameplay showcase from Redfall, which
how you feeling?
I think it looks great. It reminds me of Deathloop. Is that what it's called?
Deathloop.
The arcane game?
Yeah, I thought, which makes sense. It's the same dev, right?
I think so. No, I think this is Arcane Austin, isn't it?
Right. Yeah, it's a different. It's Arcane, but yeah, it's a different city from a different city. So similar flavors or whatever, but yeah. But so to me, like when I was watching, I'm like, oh, this reminds me of like where you can kind of do things any way you want, and you know, go in guns blazing, go stealthy, go like, which I don't know, that got me stoked. Like Deathloop, but with vampires. I thought it looked really fun. I mean, they didn't necessarily go too crazy with combat and stuff in the gameplay. I felt like they played it more tame in the showcase that they showed. So I hope it's a little more exciting and more vibrant in the actual game if I want it to be. But
I'm worried about the single player.
But what are your thoughts on what they showed?
I'm worried about the single player because I feel like it's going to be a little boring compared to when you play with other people. Because I feel like the challenge, or not the challenge, but the hook of the game is coming up with strategies with other people to try to take down the, what do they say, vampire gods or something like that.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. And I feel like, you know, you can do that on your own, but I don't necessarily think the core of the game was built with a single player in mind. I mean, it can accommodate a single player, but I just don't think it's going to have the same. That'd be like playing Left 4 Dead by yourself, like, or Call of Duty Zombies by yourself. It's like,
right.
Yeah, you could, but is it really as fun as if you were playing it with friends or a party or something? You know,
it's interesting as you say that, because one of the things that I was thinking of when I was watching it was I was thinking about Last of Us, the factions. So that multiplayer aspect of it, that's the way that I was thinking of it. And I'm like, that looks like fun like that. And who doesn't love vampires?
I don't know.
Except for Garrett, who actually to be one. So, you know.
I mean, if it has a similar gameplay loop to like Deathloop, then I think it could be a great single player experience. And with the added flavor and the ability to do multiplayer if you want to. Right. If it doesn't actually play out like Deathloop and it's a little like it is more simple and stale, then that's where the problem is going to be. So really, we won't know until we get hands on and see what's actually going on. But from what I saw, I'm like, okay, if this is single player, it reminds me of Deathloop. If it's multiplayer, well, it's Deathloop with friends. Fantastic. You know, that sounds great. So I don't know. Yeah,
I have no reservations about the quality of it. I think it's going to be a good game. I just worried about the balancing is all. But like you said, we'll see when we get there.
Yeah. Also announced was Minecraft Legends. Oh, sorry. Redfall is announced to come May 2nd, which we talked about in a rumor an episode or two ago. So that rumor ended up being true. May 2nd coming out. Minecraft Legends gets April release date. PvP details revealed. So there's an extended kind of gameplay, showing off some gameplay of Minecraft Legends, showing how the PvP works. This game actually looks kind of fun, but when I'm like, do I really want to pay 60 or 70? Okay, it'll be on Game Pass, I guess.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah.
Yeah. I was just like, initially I was like, would I actually want to pay for this? Like, this seems like a fun, like something you'd play for like a couple weeks and then be like, all right.
I will never play it, but I'm excited that it's coming on Game Pass because my kids love all things Minecraft. So I'm like, oh, it's great. It's another version of Minecraft. And they're just been getting kind of bored with the traditional Minecraft and the other Minecraft that is, I can't remember the other edition of Minecraft.
The dungeons?
Dungeons. Yeah, dungeons. And so I'm excited for this. I think it's going to be great. I think it looks really cool. It looks good.
See, I'm the
graphics
opposite.
Are great. I love the ray tracing and stuff. Like they just went over the top with it. I'm like,
oh, it's amazing.
It's so great.
I don't care too much for the Minecraft expansions, but I'm all about the core game. Like for at least 2 weeks a year, there will be like, I just fall down a vortex of where I'll just play literally nothing but Minecraft for like 2 weeks straight. Cause it's just, awesome. I don't know. It like,
is it therapeutic? Is it feel like nostalgic?
Yeah. Like you're just trekking along across the world and, you know, sometimes you go explore a cave or you'll build a quick shelter or Maybe you want to build something expansive. You can do whatever you want, literally. And that's just, I don't know.
Because it's a simplified game, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's appealing to say that you could just go and enjoy and put your mind, your troubles, and your worries on the back burner and just enjoy a game for it being a game. You're not overthinking it. You're not getting stressed out. You're just enjoying yourself. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the epitome of what a great game is.
Yeah. So yeah, look forward to that. And yeah, the multiplayer, because it's designed to be PvP multiplayer. It looks fun. So maybe when that comes out in April, I don't know, we might need to check it out. That could be kind of
game.
Fun. They also announced you can try all previous Elder Scrolls Online chapters for free. So basically all the DLC for Elder Scrolls Online is free now.
I've already picked my life waster in Final Fantasy 14.
I was going to say when they announced this, I'm like, oh, I'll get into it. I was like, oh shoot, but Adrian won't join me because he's already in. Yeah, I was like, he already cast his lot over in the Final Fantasy realm. But all the DLC is now free to play it says for a limited time. It seems weird. Why would it just be for as long as you have access to the base game there? In the final announcement, Forza Motorsport gameplay and details revealed.
Dun, dun,
Turn 10
dun.
Studios showed off new gameplay for Forza Motorsport, which is still set for sometime in 2023. Some of the rumors that were floating around is possibly May or something like that, but I think already there's been talks that it could be delayed, which is wild. The developer said Forza Motorsport will feature 20 locations to race at, including returning favorites and 5 that are brand new to this entry. We also saw lots of beautiful shots of the racing, which will run at 4K 60 FPS with ray tracing. Forza Motorsport will feature more than 500 cars, including over 100 cars that are new to the game. This actually, I was pretty stoked about this. I mean, you guys know my love for Gran Turismo, and when I saw this, I'm like, awesome. I probably won't play a ton of it because it's on.
You're doing like this, biting your nails. Oh, no, it might be better than Gran Turismo.
No way. Nothing's better than Gran Turismo.
Garrett, did you see those models? Did you see those car models?
Have you looked at the Gran Turismo?
Yes, I have.
It's gorgeous.
I have. No, beautiful. This is on another level, dude. Whatever they're working on. Come on, man. Call a spade a spade.
When I saw this, though, I'm really stoked about it. I guess the bummer thing is I don't enjoy playing racing games on PC for whatever reason. I know that doesn't make sense, but I have this weird thing where playing a racing video game on my computer just sucks. I hate it. It never feels right. But yeah, whenever I, am able to playing Gran Turismo on the console. So something like this really makes me wish oh man, I wish I had an Xbox to play Forza because I totally would play sit in front of my big TV. I think that's what it is. It's a good game to play on a big TV. And so
I guess, but at the same time, you could just hook your PC up to a TV and play it that way in place of an Xbox.
Sorry, dude, what? You cut out there for a second, my call.
Oh, I said, I guess you could just take your PC and hook it up to the TV in place of an Xbox. And then you get native, and then you already know you're 30. Well, you have a 3080, right? 3070?
3070, yeah.
Yeah, that's already way more powerful than a Series X. So you can probably get native 4K 120. Just saying. If Xbox is going to run it at 4K.
Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, do I want to lug my desktop, my very heavy desktop up, to the opposite end of the property, not even just up to the house, but our garage is on the back, where our TV is and stuff. Probably will never happen. Decisions,
I guess. Well, it sounds like you're playing it on your monitor then.
Guess I'm playing on my monitor, or I just won't play it. That's probably what's going to happen. But that's coming out. Yeah, no announcement for a date for that yet. All right, this last news story comes from IGN as well. I had this is IGN heavy episode, I guess. I thought I had a GameSpot article, but it must have been the one I deleted because I swapped one of the articles out.
They're at the top of the heap.
George Yang over at IGN. Naughty Dog under no pressure to make another Uncharted. They say we're moving on. Naughty Dog co-president Neil Druckmann has said the studio has officially moved on from Uncharted and is now focusing on the next chapter of The Last of Us, the multiplayer game. In an interview with BuzzFeed, Druckmann explained that Sony doesn't pressure Naughty Dog into creating a sequel just because a game is successful, and that the publisher has been very supportive. Yeah, has been very supportive in letting the studio follow its own passions. That's not the case for us. That's not the case. For us, Uncharted was insanely successful, Druckmann said. Uncharted 4 was one of the best-selling games, one of our best-selling games, and we're able to put our final brushstroke on that story and say that we're done. We're moving on. Druckmann didn't elaborate on whether he was referred to Nathan Drake's story, which ended with Uncharted 4, or the franchise as a whole. Its last release was 2022's Legacy of Thieves collection, with the most recent mainline entries being 2016's Uncharted 4 and the 2017 side story Lost Legacy. Sony Pictures also released a film adaptation starring Tom Holland that was met with mixed...
we don't talk about that. Keep going.
With mixed reviews, but was ultimately able to gross $401 million in the international box office somehow.
My, you clowns went to go see it that much?
It's on Netflix now. Just wait till it goes on Netflix. You can go watch it for free now. And then Naughty Dog also weighed in on Last of Us Part 3. When asked about the potential of Part 3, Druckmann noted that it's up to Naughty Dog itself to decide if it wants to expand the story of Ellie and company.
Don't.
But it's currently focused on creating brand new story for the multiplayer game.
Do that.
Yeah,
Don't do Part 3.
I feel like in the last month, they have flip-flopped 3 or 4 times. Like literally, every week there's a new story. Oh, this week, we're making a part 3. And then the next week, we're probably not going to make a part 3. And then the next week, hey, we're making a part 3 again. It's been a roller coaster the last month with Neil Druckmann over there. You can't decide if they're making a part 3 or not.
I feel like they lucked out that 2 was very good, and that because we said that about part 1, when part 1 and it's we don't need another one.
Yeah.
And then Neil was like, well, I have an idea for another one, and it worked. And the way that this one ended, it could be the ending of it. So I don't know if they want to keep going and keep trying at it, because this one was already a gamble. And for, a lot of people it paid off, and for some people it didn't. But I don't know. I feel like this is a good place to just do factions and then maybe build on factions if you want to and add more content to that down the road, and then just call it. Move on. Let's do a new IP.
Yeah, I kind of feel similarly. It ended 2 ended really nice, and yeah, I more agree with the aspect of 2 was a gamble. That was a huge gamble for them. Why take a gamble a third time?
Right.
Do you really want to crash and burn on this? That's with Uncharted, at least it seemed like they had a pretty clear direction. But with Uncharted or with The Last of Us, the way they've talked about it, it's always been oh yeah, I think we have a good idea here. It's you think? I don't know. It just seems very it has always seemed very much we think we got something here for you guys. They're oh cool. Well, let's see how it goes. But
okay, so I've got a question. What about a Last of Us sequel that doesn't entail the story of the characters we've already met?
That's what Factions is.
Yeah, I think that's what the new multiplayer game should be, and they can make all the DLC and sequels to that they want, right? But I don't know. Hey, JJ, what do you think though? Would you want a number 3 if they made it, with Ellie and so on?
Not with Ellie. I feel like Ellie's story's done, and would I play it? Yeah, because I'm a huge fan of that.
Of course, yeah.
Joel
that goes without
and
saying.
Ellie. Yeah, and I thought that it was a beautiful game, and I know that a lot of people had issues with some of the themes in the game, but I really feel like it was a fantastic ending to her story. I don't want to see any more of what Ellie's doing. I want to just imagine that, she's right off the sunset. She's going to look for, the love interest, or, go off to go start her new life. Now putting the Joel and everything else, Tara, and putting that all in the past. And Abby, or whatever the other chick's name. So I would love to see what happens, similar to the Walking Dead universe, where it's okay, now we're gonna go to Walking Dead Los Angeles, where you see it from
Dead and
you're gonna go see a different perspective with other characters of what happened when it first happened, and and 10 years down the road or 8 years down the road or whatever. It doesn't even have to be that far, but of course that is the progression of the cordyceps by progressing 20 years forward. Right. But I think there's a lot of stories that could be told throughout the world. It doesn't even have to just be the United States. It's like, go to Czechoslovakia and, what happened there when the cordyceps took over and, what was overthrown with the government and who survived. And I mean, there's lots of places you can go with it. And so I think there's more meat on the bone. I just don't want to see it with Ellie involved.
And that's why Factions would be the perfect platform for them to do that on, is because that's basically the premise. Is Factions, at least the start of it, is going to take place in San Francisco, so that's way away from pretty much what all the characters. I mean, granted, there was I think San Diego, right around there, where it ended up at the very end, or am I?
At the very end was San Diego, yes,
somewhere around there.
In part 2, yes.
Yeah, but even still, San Francisco is a few hundred miles away from there, so they would have no idea what's going on up there. So this has to focus around completely different people, and that, like you said, JJ, this could be a jumping off point, because maybe we can do New York next, maybe we can do Japan, maybe we can do Turkey. Who knows? Yeah. And even the show is starting to experience that. At the beginning of episode 2, we saw a different country.
So insane. The beginning of episode 2. Oh my gosh, that was such a good. Oh, the show is so good, guys. You need to go watch the Last of Us show. It's amazing.
And you know what? And so many people said, like, why are they doing a show? I've already seen it all in the games, right? But I feel like with that TV show, they've done such an excellent job. I think more so than telling the story of Joel and Ellie, they've done a really good job of adding other things outside of that story that builds up that world for you and kind of lets you know.
This week was insane.
It's been incredible.
I haven't seen
honestly
3
been
yet.
incredible.
Oh, it's so good.
I know. Everyone's been losing their minds over it on Twitter. I'm like, I haven't seen it. Don't spoil it. Man. So yeah, we'll see. It seems like they're done with Uncharted. Probably not done with Last of Us. But as Adrian kind of let me know before the show that maybe Sony isn't done with Uncharted. Apparently, some new teaser came out today. So go take a look at that promo they put out, and it's just kind of like talking about, it's kind of showing off PS5 games, right, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's a fakey. It's a news broadcast about the games, right? So they're trying to make news segments about each game as if they were happening in the real world. So like, oh, Aloy discovered a new dinosaur, or oh, Spider-Man saved 3 people from a bank robbery, and like local man and boy try to prevent Ragnarok. Guess what that one is, of course. Yeah. But one of the segments in there doesn't have any information about it. It's just a young girl exploring a cave. And people were like, oh, it might be Tomb Raider. But Amazon is publishing the new Tomb Raider game. So it's not a Sony gig. So it can't be Tomb Raider. But every other segment in the video has a title, and it has a, what do they call that lower third?
Yeah, exactly. I think that's what it's called, basically. Yeah.
Yeah, it has all the the article, the headline caption, except for that one, and they show it multiple times. And it's a young girl who has the same kind of build, and she has the same hair color as Nate's daughter Cassie. So it's a possibility that another studio might be picking up the torch and taking it from there. We don't know. It's just odd that that's the only thing that didn't have any caption or anything on it.
Yeah. No, that definitely seems like some sort of hint or tease to me. But if not, then boy, that's dirty. That's dirty that they did that.
Either that or it was a huge oversight.
Yeah, right. But we'll see. We will have to wait and see if Uncharted comes back from, who knows, maybe
Please.
Sony Santa Monica or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, they could. I want to see them do their own thing though too. I don't want them to have to work on another Sony.
Who would you want to take Uncharted?
Feel like Insomniac is the only
they're busy
company.
They're doing Spider-Man 2, they're doing Wolverine, and isn't there a third one? I know there's at least 2 games they're working on right now.
Those are the 2.
Okay. I mean, sorry, 3 games. I thought there was like a third unannounced one or something that we reported on one like a couple months ago, but I don't know. Either way, they have their plate full, so it would be fantastic if they did it. But I don't know if they have the manpower to do something like that. But I definitely don't know if I want Bend Studio to work on it.
I don't want Bend. Ben was the first one I was like, eh.
After Days Gone, and then after what's his name there? Those statements he made like last month about why Days Gone wasn't successful. It's like, screw you, dude. Yeah. Like,
what a goober.
What is going on with you?
Was he saying because we're not good, or what was his excuse? We're not.
Oh
good?
no, because the guy, they don't understand. He's just a rough, gruff biker guy, and people can't relate to him, and.
He tried
the writing wasn't bad. You guys are dumb, or you know, along the lines.
He basically
of that.
tried to play it off like this was a masterpiece. You guys are just idiots, and it's like I loved everyone.
No, the game just sucks.
Yeah, everyone kept posting the clip when they get married at the beginning, like the flashback, and she literally says something like, "I hope you ride me every day the same way you ride your motorcycle" or something. Like during when they get married, it's like, yeah. Just on point writing here, you know, the best of the best.
Written by a man who's never seen a boob before. Right. That's exactly what
Gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
That would be a very good choice. Yeah.
I mean, basically, once this PSVR game is out, what are they working on?
They're supposed to be working on like a multiplayer Horizon game, but you can have a B team work on that. I feel like, and an A team could do.
That would really. So I mean, even just like with thinking about engine wise, and like that would be so much fun. Like, I mean, Nathan Drake already like had a lot of range of movement. He could kind of run around, jump, and climb things. But thinking of like a younger girl / woman who's like able to who's just probably a lot more agile than her old dad. You know, like imagine basically like having the more freedom as like Aloy has in character. I don't know. Yeah, I like that pick because just using the Gorilla, like their Decima engine and expanding on that and having more freedom to move around with a more just agile character and stuff like that.
Or Sucker Punch, because Sucker Punch does really good movement too.
Yeah, you're right. What did the last thing they put out was Ghost of Tsushima?
Ghost. And then before that was Infamous.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So they do movement well too. So I'd say either of those two, I would be happy with.
Sick. Yeah, we will have to wait and see, but I need to check out that teaser. You telling us about it. I think you put it in our chat, so I'll check that out after. All right, that is it for the news this week. Now it is time for our Patreon ad. This is a part of the show where I tell you to go over to patreon.com/supergamerboys. Support us over there for $1 a month, where you can get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and our... What's going on, Adrian? What's going on over there?
You don't see JJ over there? He's got his... he's ready for the W part.
Oh, no.
I'm fully prepared.
Hold on.
Is it there? Okay. I thought we was already there.
We got 2 more sponsors to get through here. So first, patreon.com/supergamerboys. Support us over there for $1 a month and get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and Super Gamer Book Club. $5 a month, you get the show notes early. You can know what we're going to be talking about in the show. Leave your own questions, comments, concerns right on the doc. If you have thoughts about the news stories, if you have answers to the listener questions, leave them on there so we can read them on the show. Have your voice heard. $10 a month, you can be a sponsor. Get shout outs on each and every episode. And then the $15 a month tier, Patreon producers, you can pitch us a segment. And you know what? We'll give it the old college try. We'll give it a shot. And we have some fun with it. So if you want to help build and shape the show, support us up there. Or if you just really love what we do, we would very much appreciate that and are so thankful for all of you who support us financially over at patreon.com/supergamerboys. You can also support us over here on Twitch. Each and every Monday, we record live at twitch.tv/thesupergamerboys. If you have Amazon Prime, that means you have Prime Gaming. You can link your Amazon to your Twitch account, use your Prime Gaming sub. It's free for you each and every month. It costs you $0, but it puts $5 in our pocket from old Uncle Jeff Bezos over there. And you get access to all the emotes from our channel, you know, our beautiful little faces. You can use to spread them all around Twitch. So go ahead and throw us a sub over there. It doesn't cost you anything. I mean, it normally does cost you something, but if you use your Prime Gaming sub, it's free. So think about it. All right, this last sponsor is W.GG. If you're looking for
Garrett, let me take it from here. All right, I'm going to tell you right now, you guys want the most ultimate energy in your pants? I'll tell you what, at W recently has come out with a new product, a new flavor.
Oh boy.
It's called Monkey Spunk.
Nope.
And dude, I'm telling you right now, if you wanna be throwing
monkey, get it right.
Funky monkey. You want to be throwing feces around and banging it out like a crazy, insane gorilla.
Not feces, it's chocolate flavor. Let's.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. The gorilla spunk. Wait, was it monkey spunk?
Spunky monkey.
Monkey madness. Get it right. It's monkey madness.
Monkey madness. Dude, they got some funky, and there'll be a funky monkey business going on in your house when you're drinking Dubby, man. Mm-hmm. Gives you energy where it counts, in your penis. Nope. So make sure to drink this stuff a lot, and like make sure to, it's like / Gamer Brothers or
and
something.
And it launched right next to Push and Punch, so it's a legitimate flavor.
That's my favorite, and that actually, you could snort it too. So if you don't have a lot of time. It does
come in a powder, you are correct.
Yeah,
you could do that.
You line it up, get a razor blade, cut it up, several little lines, and take a straw and get it. And I'm telling you, woo, it's better than Adderall, guys. It's better than Adderall.
There you go, Garrett. You're welcome.
These claims, these opinions are solely JJ's, not the views of Super Gamer Boys and W as a whole. But yes, if you are looking for an energy drink that has patented Neurofactor, an all-natural ingredient derived from whole fruit of the coffee Arabica coffee plant, no sugar, no crash, gluten-free, all the fun flavors. And you know what? They actually have flavors that are caffeine free. They're just called hydrohydration drink. So, and
you don't want that horse shit. You want the stuff that's gonna really give it to you and gonna give you that bam, bam, bam. You know what I mean? So that you can go give it bam, bam, bam with your dick.
Oh my gosh! If you use our code SGB,
look how red you are.
If you use our code SGB over at checkout, you get 10% off. And we get a kickback as well. So think about going to W.GG, use our code SGB, get 10% off, help our channel out, get some energy, no crash, no sugar. JJ's dying over there. I'm dying inside. And I think our relationship with W has now died. So maybe we should move on. We
weren't getting anything from them anyway.
All right. I think it's time we can move on with the show.
$10 off a $50 tub of Dubby. Yeah, okay, thanks.
It's now that time of the show, boys, where I ask you what you playing. So, JJ, what you playing? Have you played anything?
Nothing. Go ahead.
I have I've played nothing over the last couple of weeks. Sorry. Please forgive me, guys. Please forgive me. Because here's the deal. You are so drained once you've had Dubby energy drink. And they're like, you have to go right to sleep immediately.
The ad's over, JD. The ad's
over. There's no crash. What are you talking about?
There's no crash, buddy.
You're just old.
I don't think you're doing it right. I don't think you're doing it right.
No, if you are doing it right, then there's no crash. If you're putting it the right places.
JJ's just like snorting spoonfuls of it. Oh my gosh.
Heating it up with a little flame first.
Oh no.
Let it get liquefied. Just.
You know it. I'll syringe that thing up,
right
man.
Right. Oh my gosh. So no games from JJ. All right. Cool.
Tie it off.
Okay. All right. Yeah. We don't need to teach our listeners how
You know what? Most of our listeners,
thank you very much.
Most of our listeners know how to take W to the vein. I mean, look, I'm looking at you, Kajoma01. Okay, we know.
Oh, no. I hope this isn't against Twitch's terms and terms of service.
Oh, don't worry. We'll find out if we get kicked off.
Yeah.
And then I'll get all the blame, won't I?
Yep. Yeah, we had to cancel Tall Tales with JJ, and we got kicked off Twitch. Adrian, what you playing?
As we were talking about at the beginning of the show, and as for one of the stories during the news segment, I started Hi-Fi Rush recently, and so far, it is blowing my mind how good it is. Just from jump, the way it starts, it really... I saw online, and somebody had the perfect take for what it is, and somebody says it feels like a GameCube game that was made in 2023, and they mean that in the best possible way. And I could not agree more. Everything about it is awesome. The art style, the animation, the music choices, the dialogue, it feels like you're playing a Saturday morning cartoon.
That's awesome.
Yes, it is so good. The designs for the characters are great. The world design is awesome. The gameplay rules. I have not run into anything that I'm like, except maybe like the tutorial. I feel it might be a little too hand-holdy. There's a lot of prompts, but
okay,
that's because they really want to hammer home that, hey, you can attack on the beat and you'll get more damage. Because a lot of people don't play rhythm games, so it makes sense that they want to hammer that concept home.
Or they're just old like JJ. They need that in their handheld. So
could be.
I was gonna say that sounds really appealing to me, But also I'm really known for having a lot of rhythm, guys. I don't know if you knew that or not. But
oh well, yeah, especially on Dubby.
Yeah, yeah.
Kajoma,
I got one rhythm.
By the way,
I got one rhythm on Dubby.
By the way, Kajoma's in the chat asking, "What did I do?" He must have had our stream on in the background and just heard his name. So
Too
now
late.
he's wondering. You have to
Too
listen
late.
back.
Yeah,
we need to go back and run it back. Run it back.
Yeah, no, Hi-Fi Rush is awesome. I can't wait to get back to it. I was actually playing it all the way up until we started our Discord call. I was looking at my clock thinking I can go a couple more levels. And I just got to the first big boss of the game. So I am itching to get back into it.
That is fantastic. Yeah, I'm excited to play that for next month's book club game. That'll be a fun one. I'm hoping we can find a good guest to join us too. I think it'll be a fun one to discuss. Being such a new game too.
Yeah.
Kajoma. He says I'm doing nerd things, playing Magic.
Oh, brother.
Blah, Magic. Anyways, I have been playing the new Dead Space remake.
Ooh.
Oh.
Dish.
Baby, let me tell you.
Is it already out?
Came out last Friday. Came out Friday.
Oh, okay. Wow.
This game is... I've only played about the first hour and a half, 2 hours.
It's the real Callisto Protocol.
And I did not play Callisto Protocol. I loved. Maybe I'll find this tweet.
It's the real Dead Space is back.
Yeah. I'm loving this game. This game is fantastic. Like, absolutely incredible. The quality that they've just, I don't know, they raised the bar so high. It was one of those things where this could have either gone really well or really wrong because it was such a beloved franchise, such highly regarded. And so, yeah, when they come out with this and it's not only looks absolutely gorgeous, I'm playing on PS5. Like the atmospheres are gorgeous. It's beautiful. I think it's running in 4K. I'm playing on performance mode, so I haven't looked up the actual specs, but I assume it's close to 60. I'm
surprised you didn't get it on PC.
No, to me, this is a console. I know it sounds weird. To me, there's some games that are console games, some games that are PC games. Like racing games, that's a console game. This type of game, I'm like, this is a console game. I gotta play this on a console.
Okay.
And boy, it feels so freaking good. As far as like the gameplay, it's very, very similar to the original. You can tell things just run like smoother though. Like the controls are similar, but it just like works like a current gen game. Like it's like, oh, okay, when I press that thing, there's not weird hitches, there's no like lagging, there's no like reactions to things are just like very fast and fluid, feels really good. Story wise, so far it's exactly the same. But I know from what I've heard, like later on, it kind of starts adding or changing for little things here and there. The environments are actually very similar. There are some differences, but yeah, it was. I don't know. I really enjoyed how they've updated some of the worlds. And apparently, I was watching a Digital Foundry thing. In the original game, the world was segmented. You got on the tram, you go to another area, loading screen, and
I was gonna say makes sense.
You pretty much couldn't go back to the previous area, but it's because those consoles couldn't handle loading everything. Apparently, in this new game, I haven't gotten far enough into it yet, but apparently everything is seamless. You can go from area to area, totally open, freely, like it's one big world, which is crazy to me. That's at least
taking
that's
a
what
page out of God of War book.
Yeah, so that's what they're saying on the Digital Foundry video. I'm excited to get to that point where I can actually experience that. But yeah, so anyways, I found the tweet here from Janet Garcia. She says, Dead Space remake is dope. It's good Resident Evil in space. And then she goes on to say, P.S. I never played Dead Space before, so I went into Callisto with no Dead Space knowledge. And damn, I know it's mean, but playing 50 minutes of Dead Space remake made it so clear how Callisto falls short while also failing to have its own personality.
Pow, 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 pow. Put him in the grave.
So she doesn't even have like the nostalgia of the original. This is her first time playing Dead Space. And she's like, just, she played all the way through Callisto Protocol. And in the first less than an hour of Dead Space, she's like, oh, this is the better game. And it actually is like its own thing.
I was so stoked for Callisto, man. And for it to be as big of a letdown as it turned out to be.
In defense of Callisto Protocol, there are some people who still claim that it's a good game. That
are some of those people JJ Purdom?
No, I haven't played it yet. No.
Oh, okay.
No.
Oh, man. Oh, by the way, real quick here, we got raided by Party of 10 from Luca Clan. What's up, Luca?
Whoa!
Yeah. Guys, you guys just missed us talking about Dubby No, I won't talk about it. No.
They can catch the episode later on Wednesday when it comes out.
You'll want to watch it. We talk about Dubby Energy, which is a great energy drink that doesn't give you crashes and makes your pee-pee hard. It's great.
Oh, my
Look
gosh.
for it.
There we go.
No. But right now, yeah, Dead Space, fantastic game. Please go check it out. If you have the ability to play this game on the next gen console, it's so stinking good. And what's fantastic too, having played this game so many times, like I know like moments where there's going to be like little jump scares or tense moments. And let me tell you, there was still so many moments where I was like jumping out of my seat here playing on Friday night. Like it is still scary, still terrifying, even knowing the story, knowing what's going to happen, knowing like, oh, something's going to come out of that vent. It comes out of the vent, it still scares the crap out of you. I love how even though it's so familiar, it still has that tension and like just dread and terror in this game. Which is fantastic that they're able to do that. So yeah, please go check out the new Dead Space remake. It's very good. Did
you pick it up? You bought full price or?
Yes. Yeah, I mean, it just came out. Yeah, it just came out on PS5.
Okay.
Well, it's on PS5, it's on Xbox, it's on PC, so it's on everything. But yeah, fantastic.
I want to proactively, real quick, just add one more to the list. I just want to say that I most likely, speaking for future me, at this point tomorrow, will be playing the Game of the Year that releases tomorrow. If you don't know what I'm talking about, Garrett knows what I'm talking about. They're about to add Croft Manor as DLC to it.
Yes. I totally
Game of the
forgot.
Year, Power Wash Simulator is dropping tomorrow, and they're dropping with a huge load of DLC. And I most assuredly will be playing it tomorrow.
Yeah, I totally forgot that was coming out, but you know what? That is a fantastic game, and it's finally coming to coming to PlayStation and Switch, right?
Yeah.
And then they're dropping the DLC, so you can
same day
you can clean the Tomb Raider Croft Manor. I was like, that's so fantastic. I love that.
Yes, can't wait.
Oh man, yes. now that's on Game Pass, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so it came to Game Pass, and it just wasn't on anything else, which is so bizarre. So it was a PC and Xbox game for a while, and now it's coming out.
Now it's everywhere. Now everybody can watch.
Yes. Oh, sorry. I was trying to do something in the Twitch chat and it didn't work. I don't know why it's not working. Maybe one of my mods can figure it out. I was trying to shout out Luca. Go follow Luca Clan. They're fantastic. But boy, let's see. I'm getting sidetracked from the show. Usually we don't get so much action during our recording, so I'm not used to having all this.
Don't get nervous now because there's people in here. Don't do that.
What's that?
I said, don't get nervous because there's people in here. They're going to leave. Come on now.
There's never people in here. What are you talking about?
That's what I'm saying. If there's people here, you can't be nervous.
I'm used to Yogurt Archangel. That's it. Yogurt Archangel in the chat. That's it. No, that is it for this show tonight. I just want to say thank you all so much for listening. We appreciate each and every one of you who watch live here at Twitch, who watch later on youtube.com/supergamerboys and over on podcast services around the globe. If you really love what we do and you want us to help support us, go to patreon.com/supergamerboys. Where you can start starting at just $1 a month, get episodes early and ad-free, such as this show and Super Gamer Book Club, show hosted by Adrian. By the way, on Wednesday, new episodes for that are dropping. On the Patreon feed, it'll be Chrono Trigger with Eddie and Chizo, and on the free feed, it is the Link Between Worlds, right? Or Link to the Past, Legend of the Link to the Past with Nintendo Cartridge Society. So go check out those 2 episodes; it'll be fun. And then sgbstore.com. sgbstore.com. Check out some merch. This stuff is not up yet, but you know what? Stay tuned. I don't know how well mine shows up on camera. It looks a lot different in real life than it does on camera.
So where do I go online to go buy my own so I can also wear the shirt like the 2 of you guys have on?
You will eventually be able to go to sgbstore.com and buy some merch. Currently, there is stuff on there now. You can go over there right now and get some of our old merch, which is still fantastic. Our classic designs and our mugs, our mug, because it has our faces on it. Get it? Mug.
My personal favorite, the crotchless panties with Garrett's face on them. They're really nice. They're really,
not a thing we make.
Oh, pretty sure.
Sorry.
Okay.
But you can also support us by going to w.gg using code SGB to get 10% off. That's all we're going to say about that. Please rate and review us over on all podcast services where you can find us. Apple Music, Spotify, those are the 2 big ones that would help us tremendously. And over on YouTube, make sure to thumbs up those videos, subscribe, and comment on the videos. All that helps the algorithm, helps people find our content. Shout out to Jack Sriracha and Yate for allowing us to use their music on our show. Find them on Apple Music and Spotify. Links will be in the show description on YouTube and podcasts later. I realize I don't have it on our Twitch channel. I should probably do that. So it'll be maybe after the show, I'll put it up on underneath our About Us on Twitch. So you can find us during the week at supergamerboys.com, Twitter and Instagram at supergamerboys. I am over on Twitter and Instagram at gmorlang. Adrian, where can they find you at?
You can find me any and everywhere at Homeboy.
And JJ, where can the fine folks find you?
You can find me over at Twitter and Instagram at JJ Purdom. And of course, you can always find me over at Suplex City Pod. The Suplex City Podcast is a podcast about professional wrestling, the only true sport, the sport of kings. And it is produced by the Super Gamer Boys. And I talk about pro wrestling. And I'm actually very serious on the show all the time, which is kind of a total difference from this show. So
no W.
It's worth. Yeah, there's no W. There's no talking about penises or any kind of flatulence or Garrett's affinity for wearing crotchless panties constantly. That we don't do any of that kind of talk at all.
Yeah. Fortunate for them. All right. Well, that's all I got for the show this week. JJ, take us away. Oh, one last thing. Shout out to Luca Clan again for rating. You're awesome.
Absolutely.
Go give her a follow. JJ, take us out.
Okay. For Adrian Homeboy Holmes, for myself, JJ Purdom, and for Garrett Morlang, we are the Super Gamer Boys.
And we will catch you on the flippity flop.
Power washer,
but
baby.
if you take Dubby, it ain't gonna be flopping, if you know what I'm talking about. Like, seriously, guys, super rigid.